right, well.
And I would say yes. All right, here we go.
Okay, thanks for coming to our webinar on call log today. It's going to be pretty quick. We're going to show you the new updated call log system that we've put together in ProFund Accounting and the new stuff. Take any questions about it, and then we'll be on our day for the day.
Yes, make sure you send all questions to the Cogitate software person. When you're in the chat box, you can do it do it directly to me at Cogitate Software. I'm Jeff. I am
moderating.
I'm moderating this this webinar today. So please send me your questions. I'll pass them over to George.
Right, he's looking at his screen and he'll yell out, "Hey!" All right. Is everybody seeing ProFund Accounting? We moved call log to start with into the Customers tab from Tools. So let's go into, we're going to really quick just go into call log and take a look at call log itself. All right, this is the new call log screen when it comes up. You should be able to see basically the same information if you've been using the old call log, but if you haven't, you come in and you can create a new call. You can create a new call when it comes in. It automatically will pick today's date and time. You can set a priority. You put in a title. Okay, then you can set any categories you've picked up, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. You pick the source that it came in, description, and then you can assign it to one of your people in your that you've set up, and we'll cover that as well. You can pick what townships it's for, and again, you know, the variety of other things. Go ahead and click save, and now we have another call that has the webinar in it. Simple as that. It's not that hard to fill out. It's pretty straightforward. You have a previous, next, and a last, and then basically the understanding here is that we want to be able to take calls quickly and easily without doing it. So a lot of people have said, you know, can you have the call log up while you're doing other things? Yes. So if I was in payroll post, well, I'll go to payroll calculation. So if I'm in payroll calculation at the same time, I can switch back to the call log screen and still put a call log in. So if I was like in a payroll, same thing with payroll post or anything like that. So call log is always available. And we're changing a little bit how we're doing these kind of screens. So before, like if we look at like bill code maintenance, the older screen would have it always come up with a list and then you'd pick one to modify. We're switching it over and with call log, we've come up with the idea to do, it'll just come up like this for everybody, for all of our things, and then you can just search. And what will happen is a window will come up that will be the list of them so that you can choose which one you want, you know, to work from the list. So let's talk a little bit about this search list that comes up. It comes up in a separate window. So like if you have two monitors, you could have call log up on one monitor and the search will come up on another monitor. And we did that specifically as a request. But what's nice about it is in the call log, we have the first, next, previous, last, and this works off basically the list. The list has some features here where if I wanted to find, let's say I needed to find, I don't know, I needed to find this tree limb one. So I could just type in the tree limb up here and click find, and it will highlight the first time I see tree limb. Now this search here at the top searches all the columns in the whole, you know, in the grid, every column, every row, for whatever you type in as a text search. But let's just say I was really looking for people or everything that was logged by Melissa. So you can go into log by, and instead of selecting all, we just want to select what Melissa has done. Okay, so here you'll notice that my list is much shorter. And so if I go over here, I'm on 7 of 18. So if I go next, I'm going to the next one that the person is on. So basically the way the first, next, previous, last is it's going to base off of the filter or what's ever in this search grid. Now, if you want to undo the filter, it's got a little icon at the top. You just click it and you say clear filter, and we're back to the total of 15,821 rows. So it's a little easier to find things. It's a little easier to go back and forth to do things. If you just have one monitor, you can kind of hide behind it like this. So it's pretty easy to get used to when you have it, when you start playing with it. All of our maintenances are going to switch to this kind of a format because the screens come up quicker. A lot of things a lot quicker without the grid having to be always showing. So again, in call log, you can do things like if you need to print out a call log, you can print it right from here. If you need to email it. So what happens in a typical call log is you'll get a call that comes into your main office, and then you're going to be assigning it to somebody. So let's say I assign it to Garwood Full-Of, and then I need to send him an email with it. So it'll put together the call log and email a call log to Garwood, so he could say, oh, I've got this call to come in. He can go off and do it, and then he can fill in the resolution and send it, come back and sign in and fill in the resolution and the date that he resolved it and mark that he resolved it. Or he can send you back an email with the information, and you can copy the email, copy what he sent in the email back as a resolution. Different places work it differently, just depending on what you need to do. Then the other part of call logs that we have to show is the print is itself just a straightforward, I don't know if a print works right now. Again, this will be released, we're hoping by Friday this week. I think I gotta wait. Yeah, it came up. It just came up on the wrong screen. Hang on. Here we go. So we can sit there and print, and I printed this value one, so you just go ahead and run the report, and here's the call log detail printout that we have. And again, you can save this off and do the things you need to do. When you do an email, I believe it makes a PDF of the call log and sends that, and then it sends a header block as a part of the email. I can't really show that because I don't have any emails set up. So that's basically the workings of how you work the call log. Let's talk a little bit about setting up these categories. The other interesting thing is we have 3 slots for categories. So that way, and the categories are the same. In other words, it's not like a tiered solution. It's just saying, okay, we have, a variety of categories. So this is tree log north. And then we wanted to further look at it and say it could be like a washout or, like a tree limb stump. And then, you could do the further category like, it was for it was in his driveway or something. And then what would happen, we can go ahead and hit save. And then what would happen in the list is, you don't see it, but we have a category lookup. So you could look up then and say, I want to see where the tree limb stumps are. So you can get a filter and say, I just want everything that had a tree limb stump. And then you'll get everything with a tree limb stump. I think I only have one, so let's do something a little more exciting. Let's do something that was a washout. Nope, still only have one. Oh, that's right. This one, sorry, my bad. This one you need to put a text filter in that says, I need one that contains tree limb stump. There we go. So then these are all of the categories that have, or all of the call logs that have a category tree limb stump as part of one of the three categories in a nice list.
George, we have a question.
Sure.
You can search by a person that called it in, correct?
Yeah, that would be contacts. Nope, right now I don't think we have contacts up on the list. If that's needed, we can add it to the list to give a column for it.
Yeah, that would be pretty helpful. I got a couple other questions as well. Can you search by resolved and not resolved?
That one we do have. So
Okay.
if we wanted to filter and say, basically if it's not resolved, it's not true. So you basically just say, well, he doesn't have false in here. I don't think I have, hang on. Let me clear this filter because I don't think I have go back to the big list. Okay. So those are all just the unresolved calls that we have. Quite a few.
Okay, yeah, context would be great for that.
Well, the
another-
question I'd have on contacts is usually it's fairly unique, but normally we don't have the people who call in on the contact. I mean, the list is almost a one-for-one on the list because it's somebody different, who's calling in. But I suppose if we need it to be sortable, we certainly can do it. I guess it would have to be by first name, last name combination on it. Because call out contacts is, I was going to go into that in a little bit. That's one of the things we're still working on is how we're going to make call out contact, because putting in a brand new one is a little tricky. And I don't like the way it is, so we're going to be changing it. Well, we just haven't gotten that finished yet, so I can't show it today.
Gotcha. Yeah, because people are saying, I need to search by person that called in, because people will call, they say I called in before, and then I look it up, and then the person looks it up and see if they actually did call in.
Okay.
And is the full road name searchable?
Full road name will be searchable, yes.
Great. Also, real quick, in this window, what if someone would like to email two people? Do you have to do it twice?
It's under call activities.
As in, if you want to email the person responsible for this, the person this is assigned to?
Right, that's basically the email at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted to assign it, you go back to details. It's assigned to Shirley Wales. So if I hit the email button, it might blow up on me. Hang on. Oh, there it goes. Yep, it just sent an email out to Shirley Waits, and I have no idea what her email is. So somebody might be getting an email that's weird from me.
And then, so that's for one person. So if we need to send it to a second person, you just change the person assigned to.
Yep.
And hit email again.
Correct.
So in essence, whenever you hit the email button, it just sends an email to the email address associated with the person it's assigned to.
Correct.
Gotcha. Great.
And the people you can assign it to at the moment are only, of course, the employees for your system. I wanted to cover how that's set up.
Gotcha.
Any other questions just about the workings?
One other thing, not related to this, but the order of the columns, are we able to modify the order of the columns?
You can, but it won't. Right now, it doesn't. Hang on, it doesn't remember it. So, like, if you wanted to change priority, move priority way over here, you can. Okay, you can change it, but it won't. It doesn't remember it. So every time you close it, and if I close it and I bring it back up, it's going to be in the same order that we had it in.
Okay. Would we be able to make that changeable?
At some point, the problem we have right now is the issue of if priority ever for whatever reason disappeared, if you had a save, then the system crashes because it doesn't know what priority is, because it is not part of the grid that you have set up again. So it doesn't just ignore it, it blows up. So we're figuring out a way so that we can predestine if the columns that you're using are actually still in the database. So in other words, as future goes on, we may add a column or change a column. And if we do that, then, how do we make sure that a saved grid has the right part? So it's a technical thing, but we don't have a solution right now for it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So in the short term, no, they won't be, you can do it, but they won't remember the thing. But you can leave call log up all day. In other words, like you can come in the mornings, get it set up, and then leave it up for the rest of the day, and still go about your other work inside of ProFund.
Yeah, Frank is saying that context is crucial, especially because obviously everything is an emergency, everything is high priority when someone calls in, but it's very important to be able to determine who is and is not calling repeatedly about certain issues, or who is bringing this up. So
okay,
robust contacting is a priority.
Okay, so we can add the contact here, as one of the columns, and we'll add road name as one of the column. Okay, so this is a fully, what I'm showing here is a call log system that somebody's been working, that's worked with this for several years and has set up, the different priorities and things. If you're new and you're just starting out with call log, a little bit of organization to start with is helpful. So you're going to want to look at thinking about what kind of categories you want to set up. And to set those categories up, you can go to pick list constants. And under pick list constants, you have call categories. So here is the call categories that we've have set up, and you can certainly add a new one. You can remove them. But basically the idea is you want to think through what kind of call categories you're going to want to make sure, like I want to know every driveway. I want to know every shoulder that has a call. I want to know about pothole. I don't know if they have potholes in here. Yeah. Every time there's a pothole that's reported. Every time there's a mailbox, probably they have mailbox in here. Yeah, every time there's a mailbox that got, knocked by the thing. So you want to think about what it is that needs to be, when a call comes in. I mean, you guys have received calls all along. It does not like this is a new thing. It's not like all of a sudden people are picking up the phone to call. But you want to make sure that when you're putting them into a system that you can categorize them so that you can get reports that show, I want to see all the mailbox, or I want to see all the pothole reports. And, how long did it take us to resolve it from the time the call was logged. So again, things like that are in here. The other thing to set up though that's here is also going to be your townships. You're going to want to put, specify your townships in here so that you have, when you do the call logs, you can say what township is for, because a lot of times it's okay. Like here we have, Michigan Avenue, but Michigan Avenue spans, 6 different townships and has 200 different names it has as it goes through, but it's still Michigan Avenue from end to end. And then of course there's another one in here for road names, and then this is where you would key in what kind of road names you have. Now I believe we will have it. We do have an import from RoadSoft to pull in some of this information for road names. I'm just not sure where that went to. And then we have also ordinances. Again, some places that are doing this are saying there's an ordinance that says your mailbox needs to be 2.5 feet from the edge of the road, or from the culvert, what I'm saying. Things like that. So if it's something that got called in that's a violation of an ordinance, you have a place to put in an ordinance as well. And then I think that's all on call log. Let's go back to the call log screen and take a quick look. road segment. If you do have road segments, I think I have road segments. That's strictly from BroadSoft. I believe that's where that comes in from. Yeah. So if you do the import from BroadSoft, you'll get a road name plus a road segment if you have them set up in BroadSoft. And then a crossroad is just a free entry, so it's just helpful to locate something if they need a crossroad. So that's my spiel about the categories and the different drop downs that we have in here and where they're set up and maintained. Let's talk a little bit about assign to. If you go into payroll equipment mate, I'm sorry, payroll employee mate, you will see that we have on here it's fun to find. I thought we had a checkbox that said that this guy is a call log resolver. There it is. Call log resolver. So if that's checked, then he'll show. Then this person, Gum Harper, will show up in that list of. So let's just verify that Gum Harper is there. Call log. Let's see if we can find Gum Harper. Somehow my brain ain't working and I won't see Gum Harper. Why don't I see Gum Harper? Oh, is Gum Harper even active? I don't know, it says he's active. Oh, first name Harper Gunn. My bad. Jeez. Harper Gunn. There he is. So that's how they get. That's how the employees that have it, and of course the email for Harper Gunn is in the employee mate right here in. Stick email. It's in one of these. I think it's in general. There it is. So that's the email that I would use when I sent out an email to Gum Harper. When I'm sending a call log email to Gum. All right, and finally, the last one to talk about is the contacts. Like I said there, we're working on that, changing it because it's fairly difficult to use right now, and I don't like it, so that'll be changed. But for right now, if something happened and we couldn't do it, you'd actually have to bring up call log contacts separate and create a new contact and put that in. Like I said, it's really awkward. So I definitely am going to be changing that before it rolls out. But we can certainly add any of the other columns that you want to the search. It's not a problem. So far the two that I have is road and contact.
Here's a question from Abby. We have 9 garages and garages do not have email. Is there a way that messages can go through Cogitate and flag an employee that they have a message?
We talked about doing that, but if they don't have email, how are they going to get the Cogitate message? That's the first question.
Yeah, Abby, let's talk later. We'll answer this privately.
Yeah, because we're not sure how, if they don't have email, then they don't have any kind of communication. It sounds like they don't have any internet communications. Oh, I wouldn't know.
Any other
No, that's pretty much all there is to the call log.
Okay.
It's not that big of a system. It's just we want to make sure people know we have it.
Great. Yeah, everyone, please get those questions into us please get those in. Send them to me privately or just put them in the chat. Outside that, a little bit of more news. Our next webinar will be Thursday, October 15th. We are still fielding inquiries for what the topic should be of that.
Well, the primary topic is going to be two parts at the moment. Is the new response to the 1099 changes that the government has issued for vendors. I want to talk about our response to that, and then the direction that we're going to be going in. We called everybody. We did a little survey as far as development direction. So what development direction are we going to do?
Those two, but if there's any other...
But if there's something else that's, burning, obviously
Yes.
we want to hear from you.
Exactly. We are driven by you. So, well, wonderful. Hey, if there are any other questions, please send them to us via email. Otherwise, we are, I think that should wrap it
So
up.
I'll do it. Thanks everybody for coming to the webinar and learning about these things. There will be a video that's finalized, obviously, for training purposes when we have the thing released, which, like I said, hopefully should be Friday. But never know. I didn't say Friday of what week, as I say.
Yes, and this webinar is being recorded right now via Zoom, and we will be posting this on our YouTube channel. YouTube channel is available on the website, and it's in the email that was sent out to everyone. So yes, please go subscribe to that if you have not yet done so already. We are continuing to put lots of new videos up in there, and we're plugging and chugging on lots of videos now. So keep an eye out on some new ones. I know I will be doing lots of these videos, and I will be refreshing a lot of our old ones. So that's the current plan for those.
Okay.